Once again, we welcome you to the channel Know Yourself. Know Yourself is a channel that we have desired to help us build our relationship, talk about social issues, things that of counseling concern. And we are on the series of communication. And today we're going to talk about barriers to effective communication. We have already established, according to Kofi 2015, that communication is the wheel around which every relationship revolves. But unfortunately, most of us don't know that our behaviors, the way we do certain things, would serve as a blockage from you not having that free flow of conversation with your partner. And that is what we want to share with you, some of these barriers. I have about 5 of them. Will be informed largely by Gottman 1999 in our discussion. And so, the very first barrier to effective communication that I want to share with you is defensiveness. Unfortunately, some people become overly defensive and dismissive whenever they are in conversation, they engage in conversation with their partners. And so I am entreating you that you need as much as possible to avoid blame games, criticism, and listen actively. And as I've always encouraged you, try and focus on issues rather than personalities. And when need be, show empathy and understanding. So don't be overly defensive in your relationship. It will serve as a barrier. It will not make your partner, it will not invite him or her to continue to bring matters and issues up. Again, another very bad behavior that could serve as a blockage or barrier is what we call snowballing. And snowballing is a behavior where someone intentionally ignores, dismisses others' concern or questions. In any case, whenever someone deliberately refuses to engage in discussion or communication with you, something comes up, and instead of the person letting you sit down together, you judge to find a solution, that person uses what we call stonewalling, by avoiding you, by ignoring you, avoiding to address whatever is on the table. This is a serious barrier when it comes to communication. And so we need to avoid what we call stonewalling. Again, if you want to get it repaired, then we need to avoid ignoring or dismissing partners. We need to listen actively, and we need to show appreciation. We need to show empathy, and possibly, if there is conflict, let us endeavor to address the conflict. Another barrier to effective communication is criticism. Nothing good has ever come from your partner. Everything he or she does, you criticize it. If it happens so, it serves as a barrier. Focusing on partner's flaws or shortcomings all the time is a serious barrier. So avoid blaming again or criticizing, and then focus on the issues on board all the time. Where possibly there's misunderstanding, as I have always encouraged you, use I instead of you and blaming your partner. Another important barrier that I want to share with you is contempt. Contempt is a feeling of disrespect, disdain, or scorn towards someone or something, often accompanied by a sense of superiority. Your own partner This time you belittle him or her, you make mockery of whatever he or she does, and you become so sarcastic in your comment whenever you are dealing with him or her. In that case, you are throwing him or her off, and that will be a very bad premises. So let's try to avoid that one. So you avoid being sarcastic, mockery, and show respect to your partner. And by showing respect, accord him that respect he or she deserves. As a wife, as a husband, as a boy lover, or as a girl lover. And then lastly, I want to end by saying that let us manage our external stresses. External stresses like work, family, financial stress impacting our communication. Most of us don't know that some of these things, if they are not well managed, they come out to affect us. Let work be work, and your relationship should remain there. Family issues, whether the family of origin or your present family, please don't allow that thing to overtake your relationship. If you have financial issues, stresses in your life, discuss with your partner and try not to allow that one to impact your communication. In that case, you need to address external stresses and then prioritize communication between you and your partner, because we have already established that communication is the wheel around which every relationship revolves. So prioritize it. You must be deliberate, you must be intentional when it comes to communication in your relationship. And again, you need to seek support when need be. Be empathic or empathetic, and then understanding. Today too, we came your way with yet another edition, and what we tried sharing with you are the barriers to effective communication. 5 of them that we have talked about. We have said that don't be overly defensive. So avoid being defensiveness. Avoid being defensive. Then again, we talked about stonewalling. Third, we talk about criticism. The fourth, we talk about contempt. And lastly, we said external stresses. These are the 5 that we have shared with you. Thank you so much for your time. Subscribe. When you do subscribe, share so others can receive content from us. My name is Counselor P.S. Kofi, your regular host on this channel. Thank you.